Well, hello, good morning, my sunshiny friends. How are we doing today? I am here today to tell you how Zepbound is continuing to save me 1 pound at a time. Um, I'm not trying to be dramatic, but I wanted to do this video kind of separately because it wasn't a great week. And I wanted to share that with you because you guys know I am always forthcoming and honest with you. So I wanted to share this with you, but I didn't want it to diminish my weekly check-in. So here I am. And if you can tell by my nails, it's kind of the mood that I have been in the last few days. So welcome, everybody. I am Cheryl. This is my channel. We are on a weight loss journey for the past 7 months, taking Zepbound, which is, you can see back here, is my weekly injection medication. And it's like many weight loss medications can be a little controversial. So I wanted to put this video out to let people know besides weight loss, the other things that Zepbound is definitely helping me with. So yeah, let's talk about my lousy week, shall we? So the week started like any other week. It's been really, really busy at the new job, which is great. I love that. Thrilled. But my coworker was out a couple of times this week. My supervisor was out, so it just was putting a lot more on me. Then I get to Wednesday evening, getting ready to kind of pack it in for the night around 9 o'clock. And my son comes home to inform me that my mother has been in the hospital all day. She's not watching this. She never watches, so I can talk crap about her right now. She went to the hospital for some tests. Long story short, she was there for 9 hours, didn't let anybody know. I ended up going to the hospital, had to really fight with the hospital and advocate for my mom. And they admitted her to the hospital for 2 days. She went into the hospital because she was telling her doctor that her back hurt. That really wasn't. That was like residual pain coming from her chest. Long story short, she had residual effects from long-term COVID. She had COVID twice in the past couple of years. 3 weeks ago, my brother was sick with COVID. Ended up that he happened to be at her house when he first got sick. He was sleeping there for the weekend. She got sick, never really thought it was COVID, continued to work. She's a little older, works 4 days a week, 4 nights a week, really. And ended up very, very sick in the hospital Wednesday night. She was on morphine. She was on other medications because the morphine was making her sick. It was a whole thing. Anyway, she was really dehydrated. She was very, very ill. So that was Wednesday night. I got about 2-3 hours of sleep. I had to go to work the next morning because, again, my supervisor wasn't in. My coworker wasn't in. I was kind of alone. About 9 o'clock Thursday morning, I get a text from my husband to call him. This was very unusual. My husband very seldom does this. I can remember the last time it happened. I called my husband, could tell something was definitely up, and he informed me that he had just been let go from his job. This was probably one of the hugest hits that we've taken in an extremely long time. So, long story short, he was called into the boss's office, who I guess is the CEO, because my husband was a manager. And they let my husband go and about 10 other people. Apparently the next day, the same. So they are downsizing his company that he's only been with for about 16 months. This was supposed to be the final job, the retirement job. He loved the job. He was thrilled there, very happy there. They were happy with him. like everybody else, they're having financial problems. So it was a huge punch in the gut. I'm still kind of not quite grasping it. It was a lot to take over the last couple of days. So with my mom being sick, work being absolutely nuts, my youngest had been sick all week. My dad had to go pick him up from school for me on Monday because I've only been at this job for a month. And then he was home from school on Tuesday, so I was back and forth from work checking on him. That was like, this is the first year I've let him be alone at home while he was sick. And then Friday, he ended up having to come home again, not feeling good. So it's just been a week. Most of Thursday and half of Friday, I just kind of walked around in a daze. It's not really sinking in. All I can say is I'm glad I didn't book the flights that I was booking on Monday. They were extremely expensive, and I decided not to do that. And I was going to buy a car last week. So really glad I didn't do either of those two things like I was going to. I don't know. This is kind of where I've been most of the week. A little at a loss for words, a little blue. I forgot to cancel my nail appointment, so I still went and got my nails done on Thursday. So I went with, this was kind of my mood at that point, but it's actually black purple. I kind of like it. Usually I go for bright and cheery, and she even questioned, she's like, you don't want that. I was like, but I do. So yeah, this has been what it is. My main point is I wanted all of you to know that this medication really has been a godsend in situations like this. In the past, I would have gone off the rails. I would have eaten everything that I could. I would have been making French fries and ice cream and probably frying up some dough and basically anything that I could think of to put a Band-Aid on it, I would have eaten. And I did not do that. Well, I kind of did, but we'll get to that in a minute. So my point being, I just want to stress to everybody, this medication is not a weight loss miracle. You don't take a little shot and pounds start melting away. That's not the case. You take a shot once a week. You watch what you eat more protein. You, because of it, have less appetite, and you eat smaller portions. That's the biggest food portion of it. However, this medication specifically, I am taking Zepbound. The active ingredient in Zepbound is terzepatide. The medication in Zepbound mimics a hormone that helps reduce food cravings, which for me helps reduce binge eating, overeating, getting up at all weird times and just eating everything in the cupboard or refrigerator or freezer. And this week, my new bestie here really proved to be earning their keep, if I don't know how else to say it, because I didn't go off the rails. I didn't lose my mind. I've kind of been waiting for that breakdown where I like kind of lose it, cry for 2 hours and eat everything in the closet and then hate myself for doing it. I haven't done that. It has really helped with those cravings. I haven't been sitting on the couch, wallowing, eating everything that I can find. Last night, I did have a bit of a binge, and this is probably the second time in the last 6 or 7 months that I've actually done something like this. But I have to say, even that was extremely different. So this has obviously been building up all week. And this medication has really helped me not do that. Last night was Saturday, so today is Sunday. Last night was Saturday. So my medication is kind of, wearing off at this point because today is shot day. So last night around 9 o'clock, I did I did binge a little bit, and I was like, I want something. We had tacos around 5:30. I had made tacos, and I don't know, tacos are kind of like Chinese food where you eat a couple of tacos and then a few hours later you're hungry again. So I had some chicken tacos, and I was hungry like around 9:30. I mean, around 7:30, around 8, and I just kept putting it off. And around 9 o'clock, I was like, I really want something. And I was in my own head. So I got up and I was like, I'm just going to have something. And I went to the closet, and then I was like, no, I'm not going to go to the closet. I peeled a mandarin, and I opened the freezer to get ice to fill my water. And my son or his girlfriend had some things in the freezer, and it was Reese's chocolate covered banana slices. I had never seen these before. And then they had cookies and cream, like Hershey's cookies and cream fruit. I don't really love the Hershey's white chocolate cookies and cream. So I did take one of the banana slices. I took a bite of that, and I was like, So I took another. So now my little napkin of food was a mandarin. You know how big a mandarin is. And 2 of these banana slices. So I ate those, and then I ate a little individual bag of protein chips. So you see that I'm binging, but I'm binging in a healthier way than I would have a year ago. So I ate almost the whole, however many ounces, like an individual serving of the Quest nacho protein chips are. I ate those, and then maybe a half an hour later, I had the taste of the nachos in my mouth. So I wanted something else. So I had some chocolate chips in the closet, like milk chocolate chips. So I put like a few of those in my hand, and I had those. It was like maybe 7 or 8. And then I took like another little palm full. So like another 7 or 8. So I had like maybe 15 to 20 Hershey Kisses, chocolate chips. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to bed, because if I don't go to bed soon, I'm probably going to find something else. And the good thing is that because I don't have these cravings anymore, there's less stuff in the house for everybody. Because we're all kind of in this together at this point. So I don't have a lot of crap, but I definitely could have found enough to have, done some damage. So that being said, I didn't gain. I was shocked by that, because I would have thought that like I would have woke up this morning and been 3 pounds heavier. But my point just being that this medication is definitely helping me not go off the rails, not spiral out of control, because I feel like I was almost waiting for it all week since Wednesday, that I was just kind of waiting for the spiral. Like, I've been trying to hold it together as much as I can, and I was anticipating and kind of waiting for it. I'm just about over it right now. Not over it, but like I felt all week like I couldn't really breathe. It's just, I don't really get anxiety, but I felt very anxious, trying to figure it all out and filing for unemployment. And I know my husband knows I'm stressed. So I'm trying not to show that so much, because I know he's stressed and I know he's more upset than I am. So it's just been a whole thing. But I do have to say that if it were not for this right here, I think things would have been completely different this week. So I just want everyone to know that the medication does work in more ways than one. And I know a lot of people would just be saying, oh, well, suck it up. Like, that's life happens. Just because life happens doesn't mean you have to eat everything. Doesn't mean you have to do blah, blah, blah. But when you have a food addiction, and when you've had a food addiction for most of your life, over 45 years, like I have, that's easier said than done. And instead of drugs or alcohol or whatever the case may be, food is where I have turned for the better part of my life. And I am happy to say that life hit us pretty hard this week, and I did not do that. And it is because of this medication that I was able to come out on the other side and still be here on the journey, doing the things, and haven't lost track and haven't really gone too far off. So Zepbound, I thank you. My beautiful, lovely friends, I thank you so much for being here. I'm not here looking for any pity or anything like that. I just really wanted to make this video so I could kind of like get over it, get past it, and now I have to move on. I know that. And, you know, do everything that we can do to stay afloat because we're kind of struggling trying to figure it all out. And I wanted all of you to know, especially if this is something that you've been considering, but you're not quite there. I just do want people to know that it helps the mentality as much as it helps the hunger suppression and the portion control and all of those other things. I just want to make sure that I am kind of relaying that in the right way, that it's not a miracle drug that sheds pounds, but it is a miracle in the fact that how it helps the brain to deal with food and cope with things that happen in life that we weren't able to really cope with before the same way. It really has done wonders for me. So I just wanted to share that all with you. And yeah, that's my kind of dark side for the week. Hopefully the rest of the week just, you know, is sunshine and roses from here, right, guys? So thank you all for being here. If you are new, I would love it if you would go and hit that subscribe button and stick around and hang out with us a little bit more. To all of my wonderful returning sunshiny friends, thank you all for your love and support. You know how much you mean to me. I will see you guys all real soon. And remember, when you can't find the sunshine, be the sunshine. Bye, guys.